donkey dick. It's the
Getting that
fucking
out
spout for the
Yeah.
water can or fuel can.
It's just fucking anything that's big, like the antenna.
It's some type of a dick.
Fucking, you know.
Some kind of fucker dick.
Yeah.
All right, guys, welcome to another After Hours here at Battlefield Vegas. Today we've got James O'Connor with us again today.
See you, man.
A couple new faces for everybody. This is Drew.
What's up, guys?
And this is Steve.
How you doing?
Drew, why don't you tell us a little bit about where you come from, man?
So I was in the Army for 3 years. I was Army Infantry, and I was stationed in Germany. Did one combat tour to Afghanistan, and then ended up getting out and been here at Battlefield since, and it's an awesome place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to hear, man. I like it. Steve.
Well, I was 20 years Air Force, pretty good career. Started off Presidential Honor Guard. Did a bunch of Air Force MP, or Security Forces. For most of that, I was weapons instructor, dotted around the world, able to do some of that cool Air Force security. So we went to some pretty Gucci places, you know, Romania and stuff, but we got some of the less fancy places too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not always as glorious, huh?
No.
No. All right, so today, guys, we're going to talk about we're going to talk about a couple things, some things that we kind of hold on to, or that follows us when you spend some time in the military, things that you do now because you're in the military. We could probably get some good laughs out of that, and then we'll also just kind of go in a perception of the combat veteran. But real quick, we'll take a break, and we'll come back and get started on that.
Sounds good.
Hey everybody, Trevor of Battlefield Vegas here. Now, what's the best way to end your Vegas vacation? How about crushing a car with a tank?
All right, guys, welcome back. So let's get started with some of the things that you guys still carry with you, things that you do today that are definitely things that you brought back from the military, that you brought out from the military.
Some of the stuff I know, situational awareness. I know you guys can all do that. I know driving, I'm always looking in my mirrors, I'm always checking the rear view. I always know where everything's at. And even in my house, I always know where everything's at. If something's out of place, or I hear something, or, you know, it's just one of those things. Like my wife, she doesn't really take that into consideration too much. She'll be just driving down the road or something, and not even pay attention that there's something on the side, and it'll catch my eye. But yeah, it's situational awareness. That's one of the big things that I remember taking back.
Same thing. Like when I go into like bars or restaurants or whatever, like I kind of check the place out a little bit. What's going on in here? Look for another exit. You know, it's nothing weird. It's just habit. You know.
You always know where you can exit wherever you go, man.
Yeah.
You know you got to know where to go.
Yeah.
I think what goes along with that is I back in to any time I park anywhere, I back in.
Combat parking.
Combat parking, man. I'm like, I want to get the fuck out of here if I need to.
Yeah, we had a thing just like that today. Jimmy pulled in, and then I pulled in, and I go to back in, and LIvio comes in, and he's like, oh wait, I had to stop because I was coming back in
Like
my
how you were
truck
pulling in a parking spot. I do that to people all the time. In parking lots or whatever, like they'll think I'm pulling into one spot, but I go put it in reverse and start backing into the other spot. It's funny.
I don't know, little stupid things like walking past a piece of trash and wanting to pick it up. Yeah, it's just those things, because you better not be walking past no trash and have you know, the chief or first sergeant see you walking by
I don't walk on little patches of grass.
Yeah,
Stay off the grass. Stay off the grass.
If there's a sidewalk, you better use it.
I don't want to get knife-handed. It's another one.
Yeah, yeah. So like, everybody points like this, and we're like, oh yeah, we're gonna go over here, we're gonna do that, and like, especially when guys get really animated, they're use that knife hand.
Or if I'm trying to make a point too, man, you see it comes this way.
There's two ways with the knife hand. You got your safe knife hand, and then you got your, oh shit, I'm in trouble knife hand.
That's all handles.
Now we're on semi.
Yeah. Just like acronyms or phrases. Like people are talking to me like, oh yeah, Roger, but who the fuck is Roger? Like, no, it's just like a response. Like, yeah, okay,
Roger, I'm tracking.
Yeah.
I'm tracking. You're what?
Okay.
Like on text message, especially with kids from school.
Yeah.
When you're trying to get stuff done as a team in class or something, in college class, and like no, yeah, I'm tracking. You're what? Like I'm following what you're saying. I'm tracking.
Yeah.
I don't even think about it.
Yeah. We're going on we're gonna go hump Red Rock or Mount Charleston. Why would you want to hump? No, dude, like we're gonna go walk, we're gonna go hike, like, you know. Like,
right.
So.
And when you're talking about how far, like you use meters.
Yeah.
I'm stuck on meters, man.
Yeah.
I know like a lot of times, like the Marines aren't as bad as we are sometimes. They still do use meters though too, but when I try to tell somebody like, oh, it's probably 100 meters. What the fuck is 100 meters?
How far is that?
Just fucking yards, man. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I go out shoot my buddies or something, and he'd be like, oh, so it's like 50 yards out there, right? I'm like, well, no, it's about 75 meters. He's like, well, what's that? What's 75 meters? I'm like, I don't know.
Just double what you said, man.
You know, it's out there. So why do you use meters? I'm like, well, it's just from the military. You know, you get used to shooting out of meters, and you don't use yards. We use meters.
Yeah. Especially when you're doing, you know, especially when you train with it and you're actually trying to break down how to find how far away it is.
Yeah.
When you're using
your pace count even.
Right. Yeah.
Or meters, or like you're trying to do a fire mission and you're trying to dial it in, you know.
Yeah. So now everything is just goes off of that.
There was actually a time I left, you know, want to separate from the military, keep in shape, put the ruck on and went out for a walk, and somebody actually stopped and asked me if I needed a ride.
Yeah, I've gotten that before.
I'm doing this for fun, apparently.
Yeah. I'm doing this on purpose.
What's this guy going down Silverado Ranch with a pack on?
Yeah.
That's bored, man. You know, exercise it, you know.
Yeah. You also have that where we're no matter what, man, like, and even here, especially here, because we have we're all on the same page with stuff, we still have that, like, the new guy's the new guy.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what, like, if you're the new guy, you're the dickhead.
Yeah. FNG, fucking new guy, or cherry, boot.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
You're
Marines
definitely
use
the
boot,
one.
Army guys use cherry.
Yeah.
You know.
You're definitely the one to blame.
Yeah, everything.
No matter what. Yeah. All right, so let's take another quick break, and when we come back, we'll go over some common misconceptions about combat vets.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, good.
Sounds good.
Lock and Load is your reliable source for firearms and accessories sales. We are located on the corner of Eastern and Serene in the same plaza as Gold's Gym and Denny's, right near the Eastern and I-215 exit. Offering semi-automatic rifles, handguns, ammunition, magazines and pouches, reloading supplies, tactical gear, optics, suppressors, and more. For more information, call Lock and Load today at 702-360-GUNS or visit lockandloadgunstore.com.
All right, welcome back, guys.
Oh, hey, man.
So I guess to go into it, we're talking about misconceptions of how people see, how civilians see combat vets. We don't really have an example. Actually, you know what? Hey, is Alicia still here? Is she back there?
Yeah, she's over here.
Hey, Alicia, hey, do you mind being in the video with us? Can I ask you a couple questions? You can come sit over here.
Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let's do this. There we go.
Thank you.
All right.
Nice joining you guys.
Thank you. Hey, so this is Alicia. She's she does our outside promotions. You're not going to see her on the range. She's usually works with our at the conventions and everything like that, kind of getting our name put out there. What do you? So from your side of things, how do you see combat vets?
Well, without getting to know you guys, I mean, I think you guys kind of get a bad reputation for wanting to go back to war, like you guys just love combat. But I don't know, I mean, people definitely kind of look down on you for it. I mean, not getting to know you, but now that I know you, maybe, I don't know, it kind of makes sense. but.
You know, that's actually a good point, because it's something that you guys have heard me talk about many a times, actually. You know, I've seen, you know, guys make comments when you're on certain sites, certain Facebook pages and stuff. You see some guys make comments about, you know, something's going on in Iran or something's going on over here, and you can tell who those combat vets are, because they're like, you know, let's just go over there. We'll go back in there and do whatever. You know, they want to get rowdy over there. I think a lot of those guys don't even know why they feel that way. But I know for a fact that for me, you know, having those feelings, I don't really act out on them like that, but maybe because I've been able to center it and know what that feeling is. When you're in a situation where you're putting yours on the line and you're taking theirs, and especially when it has to do with sticking up for somebody that can't stick up for themselves, in that moment, your life is more valuable than anybody else on the planet, in the entire world. Like, you have more meaning in your life at that moment than anybody on this planet. And that's just something that you can't, there's no other way to get that feeling. And then you come home and you know, you get your average everyday job, or you get a job where no matter where you're at, and you're an average Joe.
You're just a fish.
Yeah, you're just
another person.
Just another person in the pond, and you know, you always remember what that was like, and then you'll never be in a situation, you can never have that again. And I think I know for a fact that anytime I've had that feeling, that's where it comes from. And like I said before, I think there's a lot of vets out there that don't even know why they feel that way, and aren't really able to pinpoint it. And I'm sure there's more to it.
Or all guys that are, you know, who spent years, whether it be, you know, 4 or 5 years, 20 years, just mission driven.
Yeah.
You know, we've always had a vector and somewhat of an end game. You've got a task you got to put out there, and you got to get it done.
Yeah.
That's the way we live life.
Yeah.
For me, it was just, and I actually had like a similar realization like you did a couple of years ago. Like, you know, when I went to Iraq the first time, and I came off my 3rd year leave from Iraq, and I was still active duty, like, we went back and it was like, oh, it's my buddies, and back with my friends again. We went right in the next training cycle, next point. When I got back in Afghanistan, I was out. You know, I went from 24 years old, I was a non-commissioned officer, I'm in charge of these guys, I'm on the Pakistan border, you know, up in Kunar province, doing all this crazy stuff, and you're the man. You know, you got your body armor, you got your rifle, you got your buddies with you, and when it comes down to it, yeah, you want to go kick some ass. We're all type A personalities, we're all men.
Yeah.
And then, like I touched on this like the first episode, I came back here and moved to Vegas, and like not even 90 days later, I have my backpack on, and I'm a freshman at UNLV, and I'm trying to like figure out what a semicolon is in English. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I'm a nobody, and that bothered me for years. And
Yeah.
I've kind of made peace with that. And I've done other things like, you know, I joined the National Guard just to throw the uniform on and be around those type of personalities,
Right.
and guys like that where you can talk shop and bullshit and have that kind of get that sense of closure at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one thing that it's hard for me, because I was stationed in Germany. Not a lot of guys get to go to Germany, and so it was a great time. But over in Germany, you're stuck with just the American soldiers, so you can't really go out and socialize like you would here with people that go to college or with your African American. And so it was a little different, just because I was dealing with American soldiers the entire time, and then I got back and I got out of the military and I came back to Vegas, and all my buddies were still doing the same stuff from high school. So it was really
back on the block, right?
Yeah, just sitting there, you know, doing the same stuff that they were doing 5 years ago. And it was really weird because I wasn't used to it. I was used to going out and doing something, being with the guys, had stuff to kind of relate to.
Yeah.
And coming back here, I still had a flip phone in 2014. I was still rocking a flip phone. I was like, this is awesome. And all these people are like, what's that? You know, it's ancient. And just for me, I was like, oh, it can text and call. That's all I need for it. And then they started showing me more stuff, what it can do, and I was like, wow, this thing's actually kind of cool.
Technology?
It was, yeah, I didn't know what technology was. So, but yeah, it was a different time. It was pretty cool, though.
Yeah. We've had conversations before about, especially with the 4th of July. We just had the 4th of July. Some of the misconceptions that are actually brought on by some certain vets themselves, but mostly, what you were saying earlier, the broken thing.
Yeah, and so most comments you get, like, you know, from civilians is like, oh, it must have been hard, and I honestly, because of the media and society and like Hollywood, and this is stemmed really from Vietnam, we're all fucked up. We all have post-traumatic stress, and we're all broken, and we're all weird, and unfortunately, we're not. You know, we are normal members of society. You know, we may act a certain way because generally, you know, when guys get out, they're type A personalities, and we've kind of, society as a whole has kind of gotten away from that for a few years. Not used to that. We're not broken. We just want to reintegrate back into society and be successful members of this country.
Right.
You know, we're not broken. We're not fucked up. We're not you know having this. And it's unfortunately, fellow vets sometimes buy into that because it's forced down your throat the whole time. So you have these guys posting signs up on 4th of July like, loud fireworks, combat veteran lives here. It doesn't mean anything. It's a firework. You weren't an artillery barrage in World War I. Like, you know, I like, okay, cool. And it sucks because now we're asking the American people, now these people like this are asking the American people to make accommodations for them. That's wrong. You know, if it really is an issue, go hiking, go camping for the weekend. But like we've talked about, we welcome it. Like you know, other people have been saying on Facebook, yeah, you know, go have fun, do your thing, pop out fireworks. It's cool.
Absolutely.
Do whatever.
Yeah, it's for me, one of my biggest things is why I don't like certain things even being on TV. I've always felt like there's a reason that we went over there and dealt with it ourselves, so that our people here don't have to deal with that shit.
Yeah.
We did it so that they don't have to see it and live with it. That was something that we took on. So to come back and to try to push that on to your neighbors and push that on to somebody else and try to get them to, you know, change the way that they live their lives around you is absolutely wrong. I mean, we took that. That's what we decided to take on for ourselves. Like you said, like if it is really something, all of us like that have got those friends that are afflicted. I know that there's a couple of us here that we have friends that are afflicted every day with what they've been through. I got a buddy who doesn't have a mirror in his bedroom bathroom. It's because he doesn't want to look at himself every morning. He can't do it. So he gets through that, shaves without a freaking reflection. But he doesn't ever put that on anybody else. You know what I mean? Like he gets through it, and I guarantee you, he would never ask people to keep the fireworks away from him. Like there's the afflicted that they're still fucking living amongst us, and they're doing fine amongst us. They're still, you know, active members of the society. Like it's not like you said, like you see it on somewhere on TV or you see something somewhere where it's you know, that everybody's all screwed up. And, you know, they're live wires, man. They're volatile. They're gonna go off at some point. It's not like that at all, man.
Yeah, and it is a numbers game. You know, it's just because there's one or two. I mean, there's clearly more, but there were hundreds of thousands of us who have deployed, and we're back, and for the most part, we're all fine. And the triggers go away. And we talked about this earlier. What's this point is people equate post-traumatic stress with how we act sometimes. The reason, and that stems from the reality is this: most of us joined when we were teenagers. I was 19. You're what, 20?
I was 19.
19.
Yeah,
20.
19.
19. So we're thrown into this game where we have to be men.
Yeah.
Okay, like our supervisors expect us to be like men, and they treat us like men. And you're going to have hard conversations with those individuals, and you're going to be asked to execute certain things and tasks. Okay, so you know, when you come back and somebody says some passive aggressive nonsense or is impolite in a bar, and you be like, hey, let's talk about this like adults.
Right.
You know, we're going to have that hard conversation. Oh, you must have post-traumatic stress.
Right.
No, we're type A's, Ralph males, and we're raised from kids.
We're gonna be outspoken.
We're gonna be outspoken.
Yeah, we had no choice but to be outspoken.
Yeah.
Would have had that conversation before deployment. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So, awesome, guys. I think we hit on some good stuff here today.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Thank you for coming
Yeah,
out for
no
that.
problem.
It was awesome. That was definitely a good opener. You guys have anything else?
No, good.
Yeah,
Good,
good
right?
right now, yeah.
Good deal, man. I'm glad we hit on that today. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you guys think. Hit us up at the bottom with comments, questions, comments, concerns, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.